Welcome back to the Screensavers. I'm Leo Laporte. Coming up in this half hour, TiVo with your computer. Can it be done? Patrick will show us. Plus, stick around to find out how to convert an internal CD drive to an external CD drive. We're always happy when our friend Bert Monroy stops by. Last time he was here, you started a tip that we really didn't get to.
Yeah, we ran out of time. You had a cake coming out there.
A cake celebrating your second year with us.
Anniversary, yeah.
And 28th or 30th episode, something like that. 30th
right.
episode. All right.
But here's the thing. I got a lot of emails, people saying, I'd still like to see the bullet hole thing. I want to see it.
Yeah, you just kind of referred to it. We showed it on the website.
I gave them the thing, but now what we're going to do is we're going to do it live here.
So we have the sign entering
Leoville.
Now, no sign in the West survives intact without a few shotgun
I've noticed that. I've noticed that. So the first thing I'm going to do is, there's little rivets. In a layer, I have these little rivets.
Now, that's just to give the sign some reality.
Yeah, I'm going to come in close so we can see what happens. It's going to attach them to that pole you see at the bottom down there.
Okay.
Right? So I'm going to double click on it to bring up the good old layer styles. And I'm going to give them a little tiny drop shadow, just a little bit of a drop shadow back there. And then bevel and emboss. That's going to be the one that gives me that look. See, there's that three-dimensional look.
They really do look like rivets.
Now, I go into my blending options, and I pull back the fill opacity. That's the red. So if I pull that back, if I pull back opacity, the whole layer is going to get transparent.
But red is the fill.
Red is the fill, so bringing back the full.
Oh, that's handy.
See, it leaves the effects intact, but everything else goes away.
I was going to say red doesn't seem like the best choice for rivets, but you didn't care.
No, because it's going to go away. And there's the little rivet.
Because it's fill opacity, you still have the
still have the shape,
the contour.
Yeah. Now, here's the bullet holes. Another layer with a bunch of little red guys. All right?
Okay.
So let's get in closer to this. And I just went in there and got everybody.
You got too close.
Lost.
You zoomed right in. There we go.
Okay, so let's get in a little closer and we see what happens. 2D bullet holes, I'm going to do the same effect. I'm going to go into bevel and emboss, but instead I'm going to use an outer bevel.
So instead of it coming up, it's going to go in.
In, right.
Oh, it's not. It's in the outside. It's puckered, really.
Right. Now I'm going to go in there and increase the size a little. But you see how they look like they're sticking out just like that other thing.
They still are sticking out.
So I need to change the light source. But watch what happens when I change the light source. See how the rivet changed also?
Oh, that's bad.
That's because right now we have global lighting, which is going to affect all the layers.
Okay.
No matter what I did in one layer, it's going to affect all the layers.
Okay.
So if I turn that off and now change the lighting, it's going to create the effect to make them look like they're indented.
Normally, you'd want global lighting because the sun's always coming from the same place. So if you had...
But in this case, since it's going in, I need to
that's how you
show
make
a different
it
light.
innie instead of outie.
Here, I'll also get rid of the red. Get rid of it there. Click OK. Then finally, I turn it into a selection there, and then go to the layer that has the line.
Slow down, dude. How'd you just select those?
I did a command click on that layer that had the holes. And it
Command
automatically
click.
turns all the pixels into a selection.
Whoa, that's by itself worth its weight in gold. All right.
So now that they're selected, I go into the layer that has the sign, and I hit delete, and they go away.
You took away the, and of course it's blue behind the sign. So
And
that's
there's
what you
all
see.
the little bullet holes that's deselected, and there you see the holes. Now, we're going to do a prequel. I'm going to show the bullet that made all these little holes.
How do we get there? Okay.
Now, hopefully we'll have enough time for this one this time.
How much time do we have, Heather? 3 minutes? Can you do it in 3 minutes?
All right. Okay, here's the bullet.
There's the bullet.
It's in its own layer, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that real fast. And if you don't bother me, I'll get it done in 3 minutes.
All right, I'm not going to say a word.
Filter, and I say motion blur. Motion blur. I don't know why I keep looking up there.
Okay.
And I'm going to push that way over so I get a really long streak. Right? Click OK. And I get this little streak, which is totally not visible on the screen here, but we'll just move it back like this.
There it is.
Straight back.
Oh,
and
that's neat.
I'll duplicate it so we have two of them so it'll get a little
That's
stronger.
motion blur.
Now
Okay.
we see it. Now, in a new layer, I'm going to go in here and create the blast from the gun. So I get my little pen tool, and I'm going to click and drag right here centered, and I'll hold down my shift key to constrain it, and I pull out this little handle. I come over here and I click and I drag this way, so I get this long kind of a top of a teardrop shape.
Yeah.
And there's where we lose our time because I'm in the wrong guy over here.
Oh, see, it wasn't my fault this time, Bert.
Your fault.
You can't blame me, buddy.
A different way. All right, now I go back to where it started from, and I hold down my Option key, so I am creating a whole new point, and there we have this shape. Right?
So you basically created kind of a spade shape coming out of the gun.
Teardrop sideways and so on. So I now go into my paths, which is where that thing is, and I say make selection.
Yes.
All right. Now give it a big feather of about, let's say 50. That's going to give it a big feather.
So it'll be a softer edge.
Real soft edge. And make sure I'm in that right layer, and I'm going to fill that with that bright red.
Whoa! Ooh, that looks good.
Now I'm going to go in there to that path again, and notice since I have the path tool selected, when I come up here to my edits, it says transform path.
Yes.
See, so I go in there and I scale it down. So I'm going to scale it down just a little bit, like so, and pull it in here like that, and let that happen. And I go in there and make that a selection real fast, except I'm going to bring that down to about 30%.
A little less feather, all right.
And then we'll get a bright yellow, and fill that with the yellow.
Ooh.
Okay, so we're getting there. You know what? There's a white that goes in there, but
I don't think we need the white. It looks great. What do you think?
So what I'm going to do right here is just give it the final touch, which is create a new layer, bring this back to a black and white, and use a little guy here called, under render, we have clouds. Which is going to give me clouds.
Oh, boy. Now we got a problem.
No.
No?
Here's the problem. We fix it real quick. We put that in screen, which means only the white tones are going to show
Ooh,
through.
There's
and
your
then
smoke.
I get my eraser, and I'm going to just get rid of some of this stuff out here and just pull this in like that.
That's the
and
smoke.
I get this little smoke.
Look at that. Pull back on the full shot. You'll see this is a beautiful looking gunshot.
There we go. Just
and that's how Leoville got all shot up, ladies and gentlemen.
There it is.
It's just that simple. Burt Monroy, you did it.
And I made it in time, didn't I?
In time.
Yeah,
2 in 1, too.
All right.
Thank you, Burt. The book, Photoshop Studio, is a must-have for anybody who's interested in Photoshop techniques for fine art or even for photo retouching, because you just you learn so much from it.
And this one's on your site.
And this one's on the site at thescreensavers.com. And, of course, Burt's website is that, burtmonroy.com. You can email him there, too, right?
That's
Burt
it.
at burtmonroy.com for step-by-step instructions, as Burt said. We have it at our website, because we know we go very fast on these. But it's just so fun to see him work, isn't it?